Hello, welcome to episode 3 of the Reflections House Recovery podcast. My name is Jacob and I'm an addict in recovery.
My name's James, I'm an addict.
My name's David, I'm an addict.
My name's Sean, I'm an addict.
Right, so what we're going to talk about this week is the subject of staying safe over Christmas. It can be a tough time for addicts in recovery, the festive period. You know, some people haven't got families to go and spend Christmas with. Some people who have got families, etc. It's the social pressure. It's the parties over Christmas time where they'll be drinking involved, etc. And stuff like that, really. So we're going to talk about, the first part is we're going to talk about the importance of potentially making a plan ahead for Christmas, yeah? So I'm going to start with our special guest. I'm going to ask Sean, have you got any tips for planning ahead over the festive period to keep yourself safe?
I can only speak from my experience last year. I stayed in contact with everyone from my fellowship. Obviously my fellowship's built up 60 miles away from my own town, so when I go back there, there's not really anyone that understands my addiction or what I do on a day-to-day basis. So I keep in contact, even if it's through WhatsApp groups, through Messenger, through phone calls on a daily basis, and then people that understand my way of life, if you must. I do that. So staying in contact with people.
Keep connected with the fellowship, massive part, isn't it? David?
Well, pretty much what Sean said, really, just stick to your fellowship. When you've built up a fellowship, the second you don't contact your fellowship, they know that something's wrong. You know what I mean, don't you?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? If I didn't message you daily, you'd know that something was wrong.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So it's stick with your fellowship. If you're struggling, just reach out to the people on WhatsApp, on Messenger, the people that you talk to every day, and 9 times out of 10 they'll come and get you and take you for a coffee.
Yeah.
Most of the time. That's how good the fellowships. But I'm in a lucky position me for working here. Because I can just come here. I don't live across the road.
Yeah.
So I can come here and I can connect with other addicts who are also struggling over Christmas because it's a difficult time. Some, like you said, Keith, some people ain't got families they can go back to, and some people have got families but you don't want to be going back to them because they'll be drinking, taking drugs, and when you're early on in recovery, try and stay away from it. Like we used to say to each other, Sean, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Yeah,
100%.
you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
stick with the sober people. Stick with the people that, if you're feeling like you're struggling, then don't go to them places.
I think we get a lot of people here and all that's away from home, like 50 plus miles away from home. And if they are going home, I suggest you look at what meetings are available.
Yeah.
Because
they are over Christmas meetings.
well, like last year, for example, I've just been saying, I went home to see my kids and the ex. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and Boxing Day, I picked 3 lads up. That was also when Ian went home for Christmas from Grimsby, and we went to a meeting every night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, see what meetings are available in every town, every meeting, and you're welcome, aren't you, with open arms.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's always good to have that plan.
Yeah, no matter who you are, meetings are always.
Yeah, there's always a meeting. There's always someone who'll pick up the phone. There's never, do you know what I mean? It's either, like we say here, either pick the phone up to a friend in the fellowship or a dealer. Do you know what I mean? There's 2 paths.
Yeah.
I don't know which one I'd rather do nowadays.
Yeah.
Wise words. James?
Me, I just tend to work over Christmas. That's how I keep myself safe.
Here comes the Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
And I come here every year. I've come here every year for the last 6 years for dinner. Young men.
Yeah.
Well, most years.
Well,
Yeah.
2 of them,
Yeah.
3 of them. Yeah, this will be my 3rd one. But yeah, I tend to keep myself busy and just stay in work and stay focused and just remember I only have one goal, and that's to get through it clean. However, I do put other plans in place, and Sean touched up on it a little bit with regards to meetings. I start planning on what meetings are available for the festive period. You know, I also talk to other lads. You know, see who's going away and who's staying behind. see who I can connect with, you know, and just take simple steps, simple steady steps, just to maintain my recovery and ensure that I do everything I can to stay clean, really, you know. Like Sean says and Dave, some of us have got families and some of us have. I'm one of them who has 70 miles away but not one I want to go back to, so obviously I've had to create another family here, and luckily, you know, I've been put in that position where I've built that second family on trust and loyalty and love from our common bond, you know, and it's beautiful to have that, because at least when I talk to them they understand, you know, and I treasure things like that.
That's the beautiful thing about reflection, so it's happening 24 hours a day,
Yeah.
7 days a week,
Yeah.
over Christmas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're struggling, just come here. Just chat with one lad, play a FIFA tournament in the living room like we like to play at Christmas, or a game of chess.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I left here 3 years ago. I'm still here more than I am at my house.
Yeah.
At my flat. I spend more time here than I do at home.
It's just a fellowship. We built up a fellowship. It's just a bunch of lads that just want to. They've got the same goal in mind: stay clean. Yeah.
I think another big thing and all, don't keep yourself, don't get complacent.
Yeah.
Like it's easy to get up with your kids on Christmas morning, open the presents, have a laugh, blah blah blah. If you've got kids, and then go out, take them out on the bike and take them, and then you get midday and you think, well, I'm feeling shitty. It's because you haven't got up and prayed and meditated.
Yeah.
Or you do you know what I mean? Don't get complacent, don't leave. This is the be all and end all, isn't it? In this book, it's like, this comes before all.
Yeah.
Well, for me, personally, it comes before everything.
For everything.
So if I'm getting up in the morning and the kids are running around and I'm having to clean all blah, 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 and by dinner time, my defects are out the closet, do you know what I mean? They're all over because I haven't prayed and meditated, I haven't set a plan for the day. Just don't get complacent, and things should.
Things will work
Yeah,
out.
will.
Work out.
Will,
If you do the basics of the program,
Yeah,
the morning stuff,
yeah,
before you go out and play with your kids,
yeah.
you'll be alright.
Do your 11s and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you're going to have a good day.
Yeah.
Just so don't get complacent, like don't sit there after you've had your full dinner knowing that you've got shit going on, you've got a full belly and you're feeling tired and think, nah, I'll fuck that meeting off tonight because I can't be arsed. Do you know what I mean? I can't be arsed. Do you know what I mean? Just
You see, with the complacency as well, that's the main cause of relapses as well. And not just like with, say, the defects coming out, it's the complacency of you're seeing everybody happy, your kids are happy, your
You think you're
family's
missing
happy.
out, don't you?
Yeah, and you buy into that where, you know, in the book talks about it, you're
I'm
in
fixed.
that complacent place of mind, you know what I mean, where everything's running smoothly and you think, I can control it this one time, because you're in a happy place, but, you know, really, they're the things to watch out for most is when you're happy as well.
when things are running smooth.
Yeah.
Your
You
brain,
think
your
you've
brain
got
last
this.
year. Your
Yeah.
brain last year. You think, oh, I'll do it after Christmas. Then.
Yeah.
I'll just have one
Yeah.
now, and I know enough now. I'll better get clean again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know enough.
I'll just have a little sherry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Your mind,
Yeah.
self-knowledge. It says in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can solve the problem.
Prevails nothing, yeah.
We might have some knowledge, but we need to get the desire again.
Yeah.
So we need that rock bottom again. To
And
get
always
that
desire.
Yeah. And that's what's it took me years to get that desire again.
Yeah,
I've got a nice flat. I've got stuff I can weigh in for a bit of crack.
Yeah.
You know, I take cash converters.
We've got
I've
cars,
I've
we've got
got stuff. I'm good for a couple of months before I get the desire again.
About when I passed my test, this is a bit of a owning some of this, about two and a bit years ago I passed my test. But do you know what? I've got a fucking licence now, I can drive.
Yeah.
I can fucking be a runner for some cunt, I can be someone.
Yeah.
And I had to have a word with myself and think, you're not going to have a car within a month, you know what I mean? So it's like that complacency. You just don't get complacent and things will, like you said Dave, will run smooth.
Yeah, it's only a week, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
In fact, it's only one day, really,
Yeah.
Christmas. But you know what I mean? In here, we do it Monday to Friday, really. You know what I mean? So as long as we can stay safe for that week, Monday to Friday, week after, everything's back to normal, groups are back to normal.
That's it.
But everybody's back working.
Yeah, to be fair, like so I've been reflections 5 year on January the 23rd, clean from next July when I got my methadone. But the last 4 Christmases I've had a better laugh in them last 4 Christmases than all the Christmases where I've been in jail or I've been street homeless or my family ain't wanting to see me because I've been street homeless and addicted to drugs.
Yeah.
So the last 4 years, sitting up there, playing computer, eating James's food. Eating James's food. Yeah, he does. But it's been the best 4 years.
Yeah.
I've had since we were a kid.
I've had the last this will be the 6th Christmas I've been here, and this the best 6 Christmases
Yeah.
I've had. You know what I mean? Because I'm normally pissed by 10 o'clock, in bed by 11. You know what I mean? All food's all wasted. Nobody's got any presents.
Locked up by afternoon.
Locked up by afternoon.
Yeah, 4:30 back up. Yeah.
Yeah, most of my Christmases before I've been in jail.
Yeah.
Like,
From between 1994 to 2016, I think I had one Christmas off, and that was like I got locked up in the new year, like beginning of January. So it's like it's
no life that
it's
is.
no life at all.
To me at that time, that was. If I were in jail at Christmas, I cracked it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Intentionally get sent down at Christmas.
You started saving your money in like November. So your last canteen was like 60, 70 quid. So you can get 60, 70 quid worth of drugs. You'd be out your head but starving on Christmas Day. Because you want to eat the half a pigeon, whatever they give you.
All left side.
Yeah, all the left, every left leg.
Yeah.
But that's terrible, isn't it, when you'd rather be in jail at Christmas.
Yeah.
Because you've got telly to watch, you've got free meals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, prison's a horrible place. But it was better than the bush I was sleeping in.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And you got your prescription.
Yeah.
And you got your script sorted out of that, yeah.
You don't have to fucking, you know what I mean?
There's there were no stress at Christmas in jail.
Well,
And again, you're surrounded by 600 lads who was in the same boat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you all came together to make it
something.
something. You know what I mean?
But if you imagine, look at that now then, there's 600 lads in there, and they all came together to make it something. There's 20 lads in here, 10 of them go home. There's 10 lads in here that come together to make it something, which is 100 times better than that what I had then.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
definitely.
So there's only 10 lads there, and we all get together.
Yeah.
I come home here, we all hung each other on Boxing Day. That's another thing that we did and all. We set a group chat up, a Christmas group chat. It got disbanded after Christmas, like, everyone get bored.
Yeah, toxic.
But it was like, listen, we're all off to separate ways for Christmas, let's all jump in a WhatsApp and blah blah blah, and we did that. Little tips like that. And we said, who's ready for Cass? And everyone went, yeah. Picked everyone up and came back, and Boxing Day was the same for the next few days.
You just can't wait to get back though.
You just
can
can't, no.
Can't wait to get
Like-
back. Yeah.
I'm going to touch on this, what we've just been talking about, the importance of planning ahead, and on the back of what you guys have covered. Obviously, the 12 steps is contained in this book, and there's quite a good segment out of it that's worth the read.
Not like you, quite the big book, Keith.
It's a beautiful thing, Keith.
Oh, it's just, if I just read this, it means I have to think of something myself then. In our belief, any scheme, it's on page 101. It's in the big book, Alcoholics Anonymous, chapter working with others. In our belief, any scheme of combating alcoholism, which proposes to shield the sick man from temptation, is doomed to failure. If the alcoholic or addict, in our case, tries to shield himself, he may succeed for a time, but he usually winds up with a bigger explosion than ever. We have tried these methods. These attempts to do the impossible have always failed. So our rule is not to avoid a place where there is drinking if we have legitimate reason for being there. That includes bars, nightclubs, dances, receptions, weddings. This says here, even plain ordinary whoopee parties, but we'll just call it Christmas for all intensive purposes with family. To a person who has had experience with an alcoholic or an addict, this may seem like tempting providence, but it isn't. So don't avoid the place, as long as you've got that mental defence against the first one, which I'm happy that I have. I know I can go these places and I'm shielded from temptation.
You can walk in any shop and see whiskey and vodka. And not once do I think, I could do with that.
If I wanted drugs were my ticket, but if I want a drugs drink or anything, I could go and do it. The fact is I don't want to. And that's the miracle of this. You have this spiritual awakening, which you get through practicing this book to the best of your ability. You have a spiritual awakening, you have the obsession to use removed, and You don't want it anymore. Yeah, it's gone. The obsession's
The
gone.
problem has been removed.
Yeah,
It
problem's
tells
been
you the book.
removed.
It said the book tells us this.
Yeah.
The problem disappears.
So one of the lovely byproducts of that is you can go and be present with your family over Christmas time if you've got family, obviously, to go home to. If not, you're shielded from the obsession over Christmas.
It's like
Yeah.
I always think of it like this, mate. Like so, you've got that mental obsession's been removed. If it hadn't, you wouldn't be able to do your step 12. You wouldn't be able to speak. Like when I do go back to Grimsby, I'll bump into someone who stood there drinking a can of beer, and he's like, "Oh, how did you do it, mate?" And I sit there and tell him how, and walk away, and none of this like I ain't just stared at the can of beer thinking, "Fucking love that," or the joint in his hand, or knowing that he's off to school straight after, and thinking, "I'll come with you."
I can't figure out worse.
I can't. It's like, and it gives you, like it says, full personality change. Everything, spiritual, everything's changed. I do not recognise that person I was 5 years ago, who would walk over anyone. Do you know what I mean? 5 years ago, I went round to see my kids the day before I came here to Reflections. None of them want to see me.
Yeah.
Now I can't get them off the phone. Do you know what I mean? They can't. Do you know what I mean?
I tell my girlfriend some stories that I go to, and she thinks it's a different person.
Yeah.
I'm
It is.
not
I
that
am a
person
completely
anymore.
different
I'm
person.
not that person anymore.
He pops his head out once every now and then.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's when I get like, as I said, complacent. If I get complacent, I don't pray and meditate. It's like, you know, when you've got 10 puppies in the kitchen, you open the door to get one out, and you go to get them back in, and the other 6 jump out. That's what my defects are like.
Like whack-a-mole.
Yeah, it's like fuck.
Whack
like
one
that.
down and one pops
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anger, resentment, fucking jealousy, blah, blah. They'll all pop up if I get complacent.
And finally, what I want us to all talk about is it's in relation to complacency. As we know, especially over the festive period, complacency usually leads to an impending relapse. So I just want to talk about if we've got any experiences of relapsing ourselves and just basically talk about them, yeah? So Sean, do you want to go first?
I want to join you, Sean.
I just thought there, I thought I'd too many to pick from. Because I used to think like, so I came to Reflections, when was it? Me and you left, 2017?
2017, yeah.
2017, me and Dave left because we thought we was in love.
Not with each other.
Not with, not with each other. Went our separate ways. Dave realised pretty fast, as he usually does, faster than I ever do, that he was wrong and came back. I went out there with money in my bank, life beyond my wildest dreams, so I had a woman there that'll cook and clean for me and everything like that. I was putting everything into her. 2 weeks later, all that money had gone. She'd kicked me out. I was on the streets. And for 15 months, I was just bang at it. Everything went, all the clothes I brought, everything, I was on the street. It's like, because I got complacent again. Well, that, it's like, and to be fair, at that time, we never really learnt about the book. We never did.
I personally did the work.
Yeah.
But it was just box ticking.
Yeah, well, it's like,
I was look at me, I can't get a time.
it's like, I know, bloke, he read the white bit, I read the white bits. You know, like, I never read the words, just glanced over it. Yeah, like, you know, I wasn't interested in it.
Yeah.
So that relapse, I thought I'll just go out and have, I think I started with a couple of PGs, not as bad as Smart, you know what I mean? I'll just have a PG, I'll just get on pre-jobs. Within a week, I had a smacking crack of it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I know if I took one to, like if one there, you know what I mean, if one's not enough, one's too many, if I was not enough, I've got no defence.
Yeah.
All my defence crumbles. My arm fucking goes as soon as I take one joint, pill, drink, line, pipe, foil, anything, everything goes. So I just choose not to do that one now.
Mine were, when I left for you, that time when we went to separate ways at the train station,
Yeah.
I started off smoking a spliff.
Mm.
And then, as soon as I had that first one, all I wanted to do was come back here.
Yeah.
Because I knew there were a way out. Because I was feeling horrible. I was feeling all that shame and guilt as you do when you relapse. Yeah, and I was feeling and all I wanted to do was come back here. It took me a year to pluck up the courage to phone up and say, can I come back?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a year of hell. Just craziness happening in my life. Did another prison sentence. Ended up in a crack then. You know what I mean? In Rotherham.
All off one joint.
All off from just having that one joint. That's all it was. One day I couldn't get no weed, so I thought I'll get a bottle of cider.
Yeah.
Couldn't get, you know what I mean? Before I knew it, I was balls deep again. I was gone.
No, it's just like
We're in
relapse.
pain.
Relapse and all that's an extreme one that. But I've done well, I've done well, I've been in jail. I say I've been in jail for 4 years. I did 4 years, saved 4 years. And the day I was getting out, I was fit, I'd stopped smoking, I had money in the bank, I had all these nice clothes. I had 4 years of experience behind me, I'd done all my MVQs in plastering, bricklaying, kitchen fitting. I was sat in reception thinking, I'm never going to touch drugs again. Blah, 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 I've got this. I've got an appointment at the job centre to get me a job. My dad's let
So
me
as that
leave
gate
there.
opened,
Yeah, as soon as that gate opened and I got on the bus, I thought, right, where can I score from? And I'd ordered drugs before I even got back to the town. I had, I'm not saying drug, but an ex-resident used to live here, waiting for me at the bus station with loads of drugs. And within 3 months I was back in jail again.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I had no defence at all.
No.
No, I've heard someone say in the past, if you put me on a lie detector in reception in prison, I said, will you ever use drugs again? And I said, no, it would pass. I'd pass.
Yeah.
Because I was convinced I would never use drugs again. I'd built this brilliant life up in 4 years. But like you said, as soon as them gates cracked, I was like,
You're
I'm
free,
I'm
yeah.
free now. Go to probation, she'll give me the automated and that's it, I'm gone. And 3 months later I was back in jail. Not knowing how I'd picked that first drug up or committed that first crime. It's because like I said, I never had that defence.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
James?
but you've got a couple of relapse stories, James.
This week.
One or two.
Yeah, I've got. Well, I only ever try to use my last one, and that's again. I was the same. I was in here.
I remember.
To be honest, I think I was the same. I didn't. I just didn't bother with the program. You know, I didn't bother reading the book. Thought I was different still. Thought I was something special. Thought I could still run around, do what I wanted, as long as I weren't picking up drugs. I thought I'm all right. You know, thinking I didn't need to change anything. All I had to do was stop using. And obviously, you know, as I know now, it's much deeper than that. My relapse was it was something I'd never experienced before. I just got on a train, went on my merry way. By the time I got off the train, as soon as the train doors was opening, my head was like, let's go smoke some crack. And I thought that was me telling myself, because I didn't know. There was the addiction voice and my voice. I couldn't distinguish between the two. And obviously, I justified that by saying, crack's not addictive. I'll be all right. I'll be able to get that out of my system by the time I get back. And I came up with all these ideas that seemed pretty at the time, and I painted this masterpiece that was going to sell for millions, when really it just left me broke and fighting for my life. And it was just an horrendous experience. Took me back out there for 9 months. You know, it took me to a depth that I never thought I could go to. Never had that experience before. You know, and for me, relapse is it kills me in more ways than one. You know what I mean? Yeah, and that relapse killed my heart. You know, it broke my heart. You know, because I'd done 6 months, and that was the longest I had done, and I was proud of every day of that. And then when I relapsed after them 6 months, when you was talking about the guilt and the shame and the embarrassment, I went through all of that. Because I wasn't talking about my shit that was going off inside of me. I kept it all because I was still one of them. I was still full of distrust. I still didn't want to talk about feelings and emotions, and you know, I was still living in that fantasy land of I'm alright, I don't need no one. You know, and that's what led to my relapses. I was just keeping secrets and just making out I was alright. You know, when really I was dying inside. I was in a lot of pain, and obviously, you know, that pain became too much, became unbearable, and I've made the fatal mistake. You know, I made that fatal mistake and picked up.
I don't think so 3.5 years of volunteering, I'm working here. I've seen a few people come and go. I've never seen no one come back to this place and go, do you know what? I was out there for 8 month relapse and it was the best fucking time I ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Every single one of them says that's the worst time in my life because it's progressive illness and progressive. Every time you get out, it gets worse because you know there's a way out. You know, I was out there for 30 years not knowing there's a way out, not knowing there's some kind of solution. Until I got my head around this, and I never got my head around the book the first time, so I still didn't know. And I was on methadone. I think I came on 50 man, I left on 70. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and I didn't know the way. But when I sucked my ass, kept my ass on the seat, got off the methadone, sucked my ass, kept my ass on the seat, going to the groups and going to me and learning a little bit. You built that mental defence up, like you mentioned. You know what I mean? It's just.
There's not Western head full of recovery and head full of drugs.
Fucking
Fucking horrible,
it's
horrible.
like you said, James, physically, mentally and spiritually, you're gone. You know what I mean? It's destroyed you. It's like a cancer. You know
So
what I mean?
if somebody says you're going to die tomorrow, you think, thank God.
Yeah, thank God. Yeah. I've heard someone say,
Painful.
I didn't want to live, but I also didn't want to die. And that's fucking painful, that is horrible. Sat there thinking, I don't want to fucking carry on, but, do you know what I mean? I bet.
Well, that's my tradition free. People say tradition free, the only requirement is diet, desire to stop using. For me, at the time, I had no desire to stop using. I have a desire to stay stopped now, but at the point I had no desire to stop. I had a desire to stop living and then realised I had no desire to die. And I had 2 doors to choose. The book talks about the 2 doors, carry on to the bitter ends or seek recovery, and I knew that I had to seek recovery.
I think when it got to the stage where, after like over a year, all my veins had gone. I couldn't get a vein, but I was still trying. Like 20 minutes later, I had a desire to stop then. But like we're saying there, it's not an honest desire, and that's big for me. Like I always say this to people: I want to use it. Do you honestly want to use it, or do you just want to break? If you want to, you know what I mean, tap out and just fucking give it up for 3 months and then get back on it, it's pointless. You might as well just carry on fucking using because it's more painful. If you want to surrender for the rest of your life, fucking do that to the best of your ability.
It's not hard, is it?
No, it's simple. It's fucking simple. It's at the beginning.
It's a bit complicated.
It's a bit complicated to work it out.
Because you use some big words in that book. But when you get your head around it, it's fucking easy.
That's why they say half measures avail as nothing. Throw your fucking self into that as much as you can. Like yourself, Jacob, you know what I mean? We all have. And I do, every Monday, I like to do a share and a book study every week. Every Monday I do a share, every Wednesday I do a book study. And that has pushed my recovery. Do you know what I mean? It's put a rocket up its arse.
The book is where the power is.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So about with my relapses, going on basis, I'll share my experiences. Going on the basis that prior to a relapse there has to be a period of improvement by working a recovery program. I haven't relapsed yet, really. Because ever since I got clean off every mind altering drug going on the 15th of July last year, I've not picked up since then, because I've had, like we've all been talking about, the mental defence against the first one. The obsession to use has well and truly disappeared, and it's never really returned for me, because I do not want to put this down, because hearing other people's experiences, it sounds like a relapse isn't attractive proposal.
I don't recommend it, Keith.
No.
It's
because once you, especially from what I've heard from addicts in recovery, and then they relapse, the using's totally ruined anyway. You know, so. But we're gonna leave it there. So we hope that you like this episode. If you've got any comments, feel free to ask questions in the box below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.